Doing this right with the driver is probably the most critical thing you can do in golf technique. Big statement. But guys, most of you probably won't hit the center of the face consistently enough. Now, hitting that center of the face, particularly with the driver consistently, is a big game changer if you don't do it currently. What I want to share with you in this video is a way of you measuring, testing and moving to hook you right up to be able to drive the ball better straight away. Now with drivers we have what's called gear effect. This is probably a pretty obvious statement to most of you that watch any kind of golf instruction videos. But if you hit the ball off the toe, the ball will start right and want to draw back. Heel, start left and want to draw back. Bottom, start low and want to spin up. Top, start high and want to have less backspin. So the contact quite often masks what goes on. Now I teach in a TrackMan studio outdoors, but in this TrackMan studio, that basically measures contact every single person that comes in the room and measures path. And quite often they'll hit shots that will go quite a long way left and a long way right, and they'll say to me, what's happened there? And I'll show them the video of the swing, I'll show them the TrackMan path numbers, I'll show them where the contact point. And probably 8 out of 10 times the contact point is the biggest influence on where the ball is going. So let's try and be more consistent with that. First thing I want you to do is take some athlete spray powder, spray it on your club head, go ahead and hit a drive or two, and let's just see where your contact is. That one fell a tiny bit toey, and if you can see it there, just slightly in the toe. So as a miss goes, a slight toe is good. That ball flight was started just right at the centre of the fairway, held its line pretty much, decent distance I would say. The wind today is slightly off the left, so the toe strike basically got it to try and curve, and obviously then it didn't curve too much because the wind held it in this straight pattern. That would work. If I wanted to change that, how would I do it? So with a toe strike, there's a couple of things you could say. You could say I'm stood too far away from the golf ball. We could say at contact, my handle's a little too high, which brings the club head towards me. Those are two things that could be happening. Without seeing the video of my swing, those are two things that I would assume to try and change. So the first thing to do would be stand tall, bend and bow. Is that club meeting the ball in the center of the face? If so, then I might be pretty happy then to make a swing from there. So let's go from here. That one definitely felt more solid. You might not be able to see it. Slightly lower in the face and slightly more in the center. That one was pretty centered, to be honest with you. Ball flight in that one was lower, and I pulled it ever so slightly. So a little bit of a swing change, but also definitely a contact change. So let's go back a step. So if I'm stood the right distance away but still hitting it in the toe, the next thing I would try and do is change that impact position. So I've got my ball teed up here. I can take a secondary ball now. Now if I place it just outside where the club head would be, just next to the ball. Now all I'm going to do now on this one is change the intention to try and hit that secondary ball with the edge of the club. And all I'm trying to do with that is obviously take this club and move it further away. So let me try and do that now. I'm going to try and make contact with that secondary ball. That one definitely felt weird. The result's actually pretty good. The contact is still pretty central, to be honest with you. I didn't move it as much as I would want to, but it depends how ingrained your pattern is, how much you will move it. But sometimes the conceptual idea of doing that will help you change. And if the contact was in the heel, we put the ball the other side. And if we just wanted to use a bit of a gate barrier to focus our contact, why not use a ball either side, give yourself just outside the club head's width apart, and then when you go and try and hit the ball, focus on missing both balls. That one, the most centered, a little low in the face, but it's pretty good, okay? So all my strikes are all in this area here. Pretty good. It doesn't show up so well on these driver heads, but you could spray after each shot, or you could even If you've got, again, a more grey finish driver, put a Sharpie pen marker line on the ball and hit it, and you'll see where it marks the club. Okay, the other thing I want to talk to you about technically that can cause you to do this is standing up. We talked earlier about the handle coming in and up. So at contact, if my chest moves away from the golf ball, which is one of the biggest faults I see with the amateurs with the driver swing, then I would like you to adapt a new practice swing. So the practice swing would look like this. Stand tall, club kind of parallel to the ground, spine upright, swing back from here, then as we swing down, we're going to try and hit the ground. So if I do this alongside the ball, and that way, in order to get to the ground, I have to increase my tilt. And that's what we're looking to do. I can also hit some balls with this. Now, if you're scared of skying your driver, don't do it with the driver, and don't do it full power. That one wasn't full power, but it's beautifully straight and probably the sweetest strike I had out of all those. So I would say 99% of golfers can do with tilting more through the ball, particularly with the driver. I'm very lucky to coach a variety of players, but a lot of good players too, and a lot of good players will still have this move where the chest is going away from the ball too much of contact with the driver, not with the iron. Lots of reasons for that. Is more speed, the body's under more pressure, the body doesn't want to perform as well, the centre of mass is further back, and so on. But that's what tends to happen. This drill is a game changer for that. So let's try these drills out, measure where you hit the ball, and try these drills out to improve your contact, to improve the way you drive the ball today.